this. It's dangerous to podcast alone. I'm one of your hosts, Madelyn Paquette, and if you're a little bit confused, if you're thinking, hey, Talk This is a bi-weekly podcast, we're not supposed to hear from you guys again until next Sunday. Well, Emma and I have been talking, and we're so excited about this new podcast that we've decided we're going to start on the off weeks between our full episodes, short episodes that we're going to call side quests. In each of these roughly 10-minute episodes, we'll each talk about 5 different sort of video game topics for 1 minute each, with strict cutoff at that 60-second mark. And you'll just get to hear our quick takes on a bunch of different thoughts. So, without any further ado, here we go!
If my life were a game, it would not be a killer game. I'm not gonna lie. I think it'd be a lot of, your character trying to, sneak up on people and, take people out, but you'd be wearing these big cloppy shoes like I normally wear, so they would always hear you coming. You'd only have finger guns, but they would still somehow work, I think. No zombies. There's enough zombie games, and honestly, they freak me out. Zombies freak me out at the same time as they bore me a lot. But mostly there would be, a lot of shopping online, and the sort of the eternal question that you have to answer for yourself of whether you actually get your work done, but that would mean, shoving the dog off your lap. So it's got those complex moral questions that we usually, look to things like The Walking Dead to get for us, but instead, me.
Video games as musicals. So we hear a lot of talk about possible film adaptations of video games, and we see a lot of kind of crappy ones in the theaters. But as a theater person, I always kind of wonder, where are the musical adaptations? I think that Oxenfree would make a really good, dark, maybe Tony Award-winning musical. I don't know how Disney Theatrical hasn't gotten on Kingdom Hearts yet to make a musical out of that. Uncharted could be something in the vein of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, except maybe it would actually be good. I just think it'd be really interesting and possibly a way to bring these video game fans into the theater. I wonder if there's a way to make it sort of interactive, but even if it isn't, there are all these huge stories in video games that feel like they'd be such a natural fit. Plus, wouldn't we all really want to see some kind of zombie killing or Halo or whatever kind of thing that's like a hip-hop musical like Hamilton? I don't know. I think that could be the next big thing. I'd love to get my hands on that as a director, and I'm running out of time. Ah!
Now, I'm a big fan of open world. I really like it. It's being able to do the freedom of whatever you want and go wherever you want. But one of the games I'm playing that's open world right now is Final Fantasy 15, and as much as I like traipsing around the world with my friend, the Pink Chocobo, honestly, this continent must not be more than 15 miles wide. Right? Because you just get halfway across it in about a day, and it's just like a tiny little continent. I want an actual world-sized open world where you have to take 7-hour flights across the ocean just to get anywhere, and you have to actually wait 7 hours. That is the real fun experience. And also on the plane, true realism, there's at least 5 snorers and 6 crying babies just running around the hallways of the plane. What are they? Aisles? Hallways. Aisles. But that's the game that I want. That's the open world that I want.
In honor of this weekend's Women's March on Washington and women's marches all over the country and all over the world this weekend, I want to talk a little bit about women in video games. There are actually a lot of women in the first 6 games that we've talked about, more than you would think of than the stereotype. Oxenfree is centered on Alex, who is a girl, which surprised me when I started to play it. I assumed Alex would be a boy. Zelda is starting to become a character who has a lot more to say and can stand up for herself. Uncharted has Elena and all these great adventurer women. Burnout, well, you could be a lady in there. Who knows? And I'm really excited for where this is going in video games, that we can have ladies at the forefront. I think as female gamers sort of come out of the shadows and really exist, like me and Emma, it's going to be a much more diverse video game world. And I think it's exciting that there's going to be girls out there and they're going to be shooting up Nazis as a lady. How fun is that? Ugh, guys, go ladies.
Hallelujah, Hawkguy is here. Avengers Academy is the only mobile game I play, and we have been waiting for Hawkguy since this game was made, I swear, and he is finally here. Although you have to do the whole event first, and you have to make sure you get everything so you can actually unlock him. But he's here, finally. He's here at Avengers Academy. Honestly, you do not understand how excited I am about this. And if you're like, why over Hawkeye of all the superheroes, you should really check out the Matt Fraction comics series. They're really well done and really quality. And even more excited than I am for Clint Burton Hawkeye is Kate Bishop Hawkeye. Because Kate Bishop is honestly the crazy mad bitch that we all deserve. She is just a badass. And I really want Lucky the Pizza Dog. I will do anything to get Lucky the Pizza Dog. I might even pay real money in this game.
So something that we all enjoy in video games, but sometimes gets overlooked, I think, is really great music. And right now, like, we'll talk again about music in video games, I'm sure, in tons of our podcasts, but right now I'm working on putting together a playlist for a half marathon that I'm running next week, and so there are some video games that just stand out as, like, pump up music. The FIFA soundtracks, the EA radio, we talked about Burnout in our episode, but always have these, like, just a little bit too early 2000s, like, roar pop that are perfect when you're slowing down on a run. I also really dig the stuff they use. I talk about Tales from the Borderlands because I just played it, but the stuff they use in their intros. Also, The World Ends With You has really great background music that'll really pump up. And if you're feeling like you need some inspiration, like Simple and Clean by Itato, oh boy, I can't get her name right, from Kingdom Hearts is so inspirational. And if you have any more suggestions for me, please send us a message on Facebook or Twitter or something, because I really need good stuff to run to from video games.
I feel like it's just a tendency of gamers to want to save about 3 times before they actually turn the game off. I know I do. At every save point I come across, I will save the game, which is why I really don't like autosave, because I always miss the icon, and so I'm never sure if it's actually saved or not. For example, I just started playing The Walking Dead, and it's like the amount of times I've had to do like part of a conversation over again because it didn't save where I thought it should save is nonsensical. Like, I've just had to do like whole 5 minutes of conversation because I figured once it went into the walking section it would actually save there, but it doesn't. So like, I want to be able to stop when I misinterpret things and like tell my pseudo daughter to like pee herself essentially just because I misinterpreted what the line was actually going to sound like. You know, it's like I want to be able to control my saves, hence why I like save points over autosave.
Trivia Roundup. Did you know that The Legend of Zelda has a 1989 animated series, most famous for the phrase, "Well, excuse me, princess"? Did you also know that there's an Uncharted video game, novel, graphic novel, maybe a movie someday? Who knew? Okay, Oxenfree. Did you know that Oxenfree comes from the German phrase, alle, alle, I can't say it right, but it means all ye souls are free. What does that mean for the game? Who knows? Conspiracy theories. Pokemon Go. For those of us who stopped playing, like us, did you know the only way now you can catch Ditto is you'll think you're catching another Pokemon, and after you catch it, it turns into Ditto? Thought that was a funny little in-game joke. God of War. God of War has had a film in development since 2005, which it seems like there have been a lot of Greek films since then that have sort of capitalized on that. And Burnout. Did you know that Burnout was reviewed by the New York Times and got a great review? Most of these are pulled from our fact sheets, which you could check out on our website.
Now, I don't know if I've just been paying attention more or if there actually have been more game delays in recent years, but there's nothing that annoys me more than like a delay of a month. I don't understand what you can do in a month, particularly on games where they've been in development for years, that somehow fixes it and makes it better for the launch that's in any way noticeable. I guess it does, but then I don't also understand why they didn't account for this month to begin with and just make a more conservative like release date, and instead of delaying it, they can say, actually, we're going to bring it to you a month early. I feel like that would just be a refreshing thing. But like, Persona 5 right now has been delayed again and again, and the fact that it's now in like April makes its Take Your Heart like special pack seem silly, because that's when it was supposed to come out around Valentine's Day. And it must just be a localization problem because it's out in Japan and doing fine. And so I don't understand game delays, and I wish they didn't happen because they're dumb.
My life as a video game. So I'm going to go ahead and try to condense my whole life into a video game in the next 50 seconds. So I think there'd definitely be, because I'm a theater major in college, there'd definitely be some kind of a telltale aspect of you have to memorize lines from a script and then repeat them by picking the right things. Like in Tales from the Borderlands when you have to memorize the backstory there. I've talked a long time about that. Okay. There'd definitely be a dance component, like Just Dance, but ballet. Maybe there'd be some Just Sing too. I'm really just combining all of the dancing and singing games. There'd also be, though, you'd have to be watching the clock and making sure that you have time to eat. Your character's health bar goes down if you don't make sure they have enough time to eat and sleep. So that would be super important. I might also just throw some zombies in there or something a little bit more exciting, but it would just be Actress Simulator, which I don't know if people would buy that, but maybe they would. You'd also have to do some playwriting. This is a very complicated video game. We'll work on it.
Hey guys, this is your other host, Emma. I hope you enjoyed our first side quest. It was kind of fun to make, trying to fit all the thoughts on these topics into 1 minute. And by fun, I mean not fun. But we hope you enjoyed it at least. And we'll have another full-fledged episode for you next weekend. As always, make sure to visit our website, give us feedback on our social media pages, and share to all your friends, and all their friends, and all their friends' friends. So thanks so much, and have a great day.